Hello. Hello again. Okay, let me just set it up. I decided that I was going to do another recording today to finish chapter 3. Hey guys. Because I thought, okay, let's finish chapter 3 so that then we can start a new chapter in our next reading. And that means we're halfway through the book. Yes. So hopefully we will finish chapter 3 and then just go from there. And I was excited because I didn't realize that, there were just a few more pages um, to chapter 3, a few more pages left. So I said, okay, let's do this. Yeah. Okay. Music. Let's go share. Okay. All right. Welcome back again to everybody. Okay. All right. So, chapter 3 is Love, Hate, Army. And the next subheading is That Name, BTS. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 2 album made number 5 in the 2015 Gaon chart album rankings, having sold 274,135 copies. At number 6 was The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 1, and numbers 1 to 4 were all EXO albums. This was the first time in the decade that an idol group not from the so-called Big Three companies had occupied 2 spots in the top 10. What's more, these were the results just 1 month post-release, and in 2016, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 2 sold an additional 105,784 copies, making number 21 in the album charts that year. Oh, by the way, I read about it that Spring Day, the queen of all BTS ballads, hit number 1 in US iTunes yesterday. Wow, ARMY! Amazing! Okay. However, the value of the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series cannot be explained simply in BTS's rising position in the album charts. Throughout their work on the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series, the members talked about what they'd experienced and were still experiencing, and were growing little by little as a result. Each somewhere between boy and adulthood, the members from high school student Jungkook to Jin in his early 20s worried, wondered, and experienced a mix of joy and sorrow before finally coming face to face with the outside world. In this respect, it was during the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series that BTS and ARMY, and in broader terms, the youth of Korea, were sinking. Though their lives are very different from that of their fans and young people their age, idols also need to survive in society and experience an unwanted period of turmoil too. The BTS generation, does not constitute as much of the population as that of their parents. Furthermore, after the IMF crisis, the gap between the rich and the poor in Korea had become even more pronounced, and people would find themselves pushed out amid a fierce competitiveness in which the phrase, every person for themselves, could be commonly heard. The large entertainment companies and popular idol groups of the previous generation had already cemented their position. BTS needed to make a place for themselves within this environment, too. For this generation, though, exhausting and suffocating, you cannot give the world a piece of your mind if you want to survive in society. Thus, in this generation, though you can rebel, it is hard to resist. BTS took the picture of this generation of young people and brought it into the world of idol groups. Here, they defined their own generation through the means of hip hop. Go, Bangtan Sonyeondan! They call me Bepse. You know that one? That silver spoon, yeah? We've got it tough, our generation. Switch up the rules. Change, change. Wang say want to maintain. Oh no, you don't. Bang bang. This ain't normal. This ain't normal. Those are the lyrics from Silver Spoon. These lyrics from Silver Spoon, or Bepse, featured on The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 2, refer both to BTS's own generation and to the world as they saw it. The Most Beautiful Moment in Life series was also BTS's response to that world. The BTS who appeared to be the Korean idol industry's Bepse, or imposter, even if others saw them as Bepse, they sprinted on and tried to jump the walls standing before them. In The Most Beautiful Moment in Life series, BTS kept their promise about their name. The BTS, Bangtan Sonyeondan, or Bulletproof Boy Scouts. They speak about the world's prejudice and the difficulties experienced by young people in their teens and 20s as if fending off raining gunfire. That name, which had been anonymous individuals' target of ridicule when BTS first started out, 3 years post-debut, BTS were able to prove what it meant. When asked whether The Most Beautiful Moment in Life series had provided an opportunity to collect his thoughts and feelings, RM responds, rather than that, it was more of a feeling like, oh, I can breathe. This was because we'd gotten a #1. RM laughs. And even at music awards and things like that, how should I put it? It felt like we'd finally been invited, quote unquote. Before that, when we went to those kinds of places, it felt lonely. We'd been invited, but it did not feel like that in reality. This was because our crew was way over there, and the 7 of us were seated together, and I thought, there's really no one on our side. In fact, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life series only made up the first out of the 3 difficult years for both BTS and from 2015 to 2017 that RM refers to. More trials and unexpected events lay in wait for them. However, after The Most Beautiful Moment in Life series, the world finally sent BTS an invitation, and the group could understand the relationship with that world and grow. It was also around this time that RM and the other members started to organize their thoughts about the so-called misogyny controversy raised against them. Once BTS had achieved success, they were criticized on the grounds that some of their lyrics were misogynistic. RM, who had been exposed to hip-hop from a young age, had come to understand its misogynistic elements as characteristic of the genre. When the controversy was first brought up, he, Suga, and the other members had to learn about the concept of misogyny and what it constituted. I can talk about it looking back on it now. I think it was something I needed to go through. Having responded to whether he could talk about what happened at the time, he continues, about this kind of concept and awareness, I have come to think that as someone living in the 2020s, it is something you come up against at least once. And because I was criticized early on, I could recognize the problem sooner. On top of the considerable cyberbullying they'd suffered, they also had to consider what changes they needed to make with regard to the misogyny issue. RM adds, this was because I had received clear comments and criticism about the raps I'd written, as well as my views. The Gangnam Station murder, so footnote about that, refers to an incident where a man murdered a woman he did not know in a toilet near Seoul's Gangnam Station on May 17, 2016. Oh dear. Okay, so that incident happened around that time. And so from a woman's perspective, I think there was no choice but to speak out even more. Someone I know said, if you call a situation of equality 0, and the world's injustice is at as much as positive 10, then those experiencing injustice have no choice but to emphasize not 0, but -10 or -10 in order to achieve equality. Those words really hit home for me. RM also speaks about the positive impact this had on BTS. If it wasn't for that process, we would not have made it this far. Later, in July 2016, Big Hit Entertainment and BTS publicly announced their position on the misogyny controversy, stating, we learned that music creation is not free from societal prejudice and fallacies, and furthermore, we became aware that it may also not be desirable to define the value of women and their role in society from a male perspective. Gender sensitivity training is now obligatory for all HYBE artists before they can debut. In this way, though, through the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series, BTS, both as individuals and as a group, and by extension ARMY, were passing through one period of youth. These events would come to feel like nothing in comparison to what lay in wait for their future selves, but they had traveled a long, long journey since their debut. Having released the two The Most Beautiful Moment in Life albums, they had finally arrived at a station where they could stop and rest for a while. Before they headed to the next station, there was one thing left for BTS to do. Let's burn it all. That's the lyric. And you know where that lyric comes from. The footnote, part of the lyrics from BTS's next album, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever's title song, Burning Up or Fire or Bultorine. Next subheading, Fire. Following on from mini albums, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 1 and The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 2, special album, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, released on May 2, 2016, was the final chapter that brought the various meanings of the most beautiful moment in life to their perfect conclusion. In the background is Magic Shop, another song dedicated to ARMY that's written and composed by Jungkook. Not only was it necessary to draw this period in BTS's life, which had unfolded within the previous two albums, to a close, but in terms of the real-world music industry, they needed to reflect their explosive growth and mark a peak with this album. Rather than scrutinize the very situations the group had found themselves in, like they had in I Need You and Run, this was a period in which BTS could display their unstoppable energy, excuse me, through their songs and choreography. They could finally show off those frenetic dance routines that appeared in songs from Attack on Bangtan to Dope, but this time in a title song. At the time, luckily and also necessarily, Big Hit Entertainment was ready to present all these things. The focus of the choreography for title track Burning Up or Fire is a large scale routine in the second half of the song, performed together with backup dancers. Oh, remember the music video, that famous 3.33 section? Yes. The dancers suddenly appear while the members are dancing, and they give an explosive performance that really is as if, like the lyrics go, they are burning it all. In this moment, BTS allowed people to really feel their unique and unstoppable energy. A dance routine like this requires a considerable investment of people, power, time, and capital. It required hiring dozens of dancers for a set period who could keep in step with BTS, as well as a large space in which to practice. Though this would change according to the nature of the stage itself, in the practice video for this large-scale dance routine, he swivels the camera that had been following him to the opposite side of the stage and moves along with it before joining the remaining members and dancers already there. This was how large the training room needed to be. BTS just does the most amazing dance practice videos, don't they? They don't even look like practice. They're all performances, really. Amazing. Big Hit Entertainment had actually secured the funds to do all of this. For Bang Seo-yoon, the most beautiful moment in life, Young Forever, was the beginning. He could finally embody his vision. Thanks to the success of BTS, the company grew financially, and Bang Seo-yoon could implement what he'd imagined in a way closer to his ideal. Oh, another great one dedicated to ARMY. This song is Make It Right. And I believe Ed Sheeran also is part, if not of the songwriting team, but perhaps composer. But anyway, he has contributed to this track. So thanks to the success of BTS, the company grew financially, and Bang Seo-yoon could implement what he'd imagined in a way closer to his ideal. In this respect, Burning Up or Fire was none other than a declaration. Just like the BTS members, Big Hit Entertainment did not sit back and relax and were determined to push their way forward. And so, with the most beautiful moment in life, Young Forever album, the most beautiful moment in life series, created from the energy of BTS and Big Hit Entertainment, was complete, and the group was advancing toward the future. Oh, I cannot wait for their special celebration for the anniversary, the 10-year anniversary of the most beautiful moment in life series. It wasn't your ordinary repackaged album, but an epilogue that brought one period to a close. Songs from the most beautiful moment in life part 1 and the most beautiful moment in life part 2 were arranged in a new way, and included were new songs Burning Up Fire, Save Me, and Epilogue Young Forever that would clearly convey the special album's story and message. Oh, you remember that special rendition of Young Forever by ARMY? during BTS's Wembley Stadium concert. It was a surprise, right? And they didn't know they were about to start their next song you know, and then all of a sudden, ARMY starts singing Young Forever. I think it's what, 60,000 people in that stadium? Or maybe a bit more? Of course, the staff, Big Hit, organized that with ARMY secretly. But it was an incredible experience, must have been for the ones for ARMY as well as for BTS. And you can tell how emotional they got, they were all teary-eyed, and uh, that video clip gives me goosebumps. Yeah. Following on from the school trilogy, the more carefully planned series structure of the most beautiful moment in life albums was perfected with the most beautiful moment in life, Young Forever. This was possible because BTS were successful enough to release a special album, and because they were successful enough for the company to put in considerable financial investment. The promotion for the release of the most beautiful moment in life, Young Forever, is a particular example of what could be achieved when Bang Shi-yuk's ambition met capital. Big Hit Entertainment released the music video for Burning Up Fire in between the videos for Epilogue Young Forever and Save Me. Forever, we are young. Even if you fall and get hurt, I keep running towards my dream. Those are the lyrics from Young Forever. If Burning Up Fire demonstrated the group's explosive energy, then Epilogue Young Forever was an ode to the youth, to both themselves who'd made it through the most beautiful moment in life series, and also to ARMY, who had been with them the whole way. While Save Me, on the one hand, continued the stories of the characters from the most beautiful moment in life series, it was also a message from BTS to the world. Thank you for allowing me to be who I am, allowing me to fly, for giving me wings. And so they made 3 new songs, filmed music videos for them, practiced the dance routines for Burning Up Fire and Save Me, as well as the upcoming concerts. Everything was going along without a hitch. RM reflects. Burning Up Fire was the period in which we really were on fire. RM explains in simple terms the differences between the 2 previous The Most Beautiful Moment in Life albums and The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Young Forever. He goes on. It felt like being back where we were meant to be. Like how I started out in hip-hop after listening to Eminem's Without Me. All 7 of us members are silly. We have so much talent. On stage, I could pass out. I was so excited. The song was so exciting. And the recording was so much fun. It's a feeling like, oh, I can live now. Until then, I was going, I'm seriously going to die. And like that, I stopped. And it felt like a party was going on here. This experience was a new turning point for them. For Jin, Burning Up Fire was an opportunity to considerably shift his attitude toward work. Burning Up Fire is my favorite song of all time. Before that, I was living without self-confidence. But just like I did in the choreography for Burning Up Fire, I blew kisses when I met ARMY. And because I was doing it in real life rather than on stage, they really liked it. So I tried to find actions they would like, ended up finding lots, and I was able to really recover my self-confidence a lot through that. And that became my character. And I ended up pulling gestures a bit brazenly And more often, Jin laughs. This attitude of Jin's developed into his own unique role, which he would perform not only on stage, but when they met Army at official appearances wherever. Later, when BTS officially expanded into America, his conviviality and good manners would create a lively atmosphere no matter where he was. Don't try too hard. It's okay to be a loser. Looking at the history of BTS so far, these lyrics from Burning Up Fire were yet another declaration. In the song's opening, they have no choice but to say, I'm just nobody, but they also tell themselves, it's okay not to try hard. Like that, they let things go a little, and on stage, they fly into a frenzy. Then, when it came to the Korean idol industry they worked for, BTS really did burn it all. And then finally, the Olympic gymnastics arena too. Footnote: in July 2018, its name was officially changed to KSPO Dome following the remodeling of Seoul Olympic Park's main gymnasium. It can seat around 15,000. That's about the Olympic gymnastics arena. Now, for the most beautiful moment in life, Young Forever first special album that was released on May 2nd, 2016. It has 2 CDs. Tracks are, for CD 1, Intro, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, I Need You, Hold Me Tight, oh, that's another good song, Autumn Leaves, Butterfly, Prologue Mix, Run, Ma City, Silver Spoon or Bapse, Dope, Burning Up Fire, Save Me, Epilogue Young Forever, CD2, Converse High. Oh, did you know that there's a choreography for Converse High? I saw a clip on Mnet and the choreography was pretty cool and they look adorable. They were in shorts. Moving on, another song I love, Walian 52, Butterfly, House of Cards Full Length Edition, Love Is Not Over Full Length Edition, I Need You Urban Mix, I Need You Remix, Run Ballad Mix, Run Alternative Mix, Butterfly Alternative Mix. Yet another start. When BTS debuted, RM's conditions for success were simple. For me, things like the industry situation and indicators go in one ear and out the other. If it feels like things are going well, that's all I need. At the time, if we were number 1 on Melon, that was enough. Also, saying, my friends know our group songs. For us, that was everything. Performing in the Olympic gymnastics arena was yet another marker of success that artists could feel for themselves. Until the Gottschalk Sky Dome opened its doors at the end of 2015, the Olympic gymnastics arena had been the largest indoor arena in Korea. Even now, being able to perform at the Olympic gymnastics arena is proof of an artist's success and is therefore not easy. In simple terms, the time between BTS's debut and their first performance in the Olympic gymnastics arena was longer than the time between their Olympic gymnastics arena performance and their first worldwide stadium tour, during which they filled the 100,000 capacity Jamsil Olympic Stadium. Brilliant, isn't it? Wow. BTS's concert 2016 BTS Live The Most Beautiful Moment in Life on Stage Epilogue, which took place in May 2016 at the Olympic Gymnastics Arena, alongside the release of the Most Beautiful Moment in Life Young Forever album, was in this respect like the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series epilogue of epilogues. Finally, the greatest achievement they could have imagined up until that point had become a reality. The resounding epilogue Young Forever, sung together with ARMY, filled the arena, and the members could not hold back their tears on stage. Suga still remembers those emotions. The day we performed was Parents' Day, and so I looked around the arena, saw my parents, and bowed deeply. I burst into tears. I was basically wailing. Oh, I remember this clip. He really broke down, and yeah, that must have been such a huge moment for him and for his parents, for his family, through all those years of hard work and uncertainty and difficulty. Sugar. However, this elaborate epilogue gave them some new homework to do. Once everything they dreamed of had come true, RM realized that he was facing a new goal he had not even thought of before. When we heard our album was selling a lot, I started to think more in terms of grand prizes than numbers like hundreds of thousands of records. At the time, for the members, an annual grand prize was beyond the bounds of their imagination. So this would probably be the desang, at those awards, Mama and MMA. It was heading toward becoming a reality. However, and even greater things lay in wait for them. V explains his feelings about BTS's success from that point onward. My goal had just been to debut. But then we debuted. And when someone asked me what my goal was, I would say it was to get a number one. After that, we really did get a number one. And when someone asked about my goals, I said, my goal is to get 3 number ones. Once we'd achieved that, I said, I wanted to get the grand prize at an award ceremony. And then we got the grand prize. He laughs. When we got lots of awards like that, it got ridiculous. I can just imagine his face, and everyone too. Because we'd said only the things we thought we could never achieve, and then we achieved all of them. Right. V gently shakes his head and says, I think it is strange. And he laughs. Oh, what a way to end chapter 3. Amazing, amazing. What I said, karma. You put out good, positive energies, which BTS did, even though they were going through so much hardship and terrible, terrible treatment from, everywhere, media, online communities, the powers that be. But you know what? They had the last laugh. They achieved so much and even beyond their dreams. So that is the end of chapter 3. We will start chapter 4, the next reading. It's called Inside Out, and it tackles, I think, the album's Wings and You Never Walk Alone. So I am very, very excited, and we are halfway through the book. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this particular reading. Thank you so much for your patience and for spending time with me. I wish you all the very best. I hope everything's going well for each and every one of you. Have a wonderful weekend and rest of the week, and see you soon. Take care. This is Beyond 1800 with BTS.